watch that dumb shit.
Criminals will do anything to try and escape the law, but what happens when they try to flirt with police officers to escape instead?
You're gonna put it in my mouth.
I'll put it in your mouth.
Oh, this is interesting.
From tempting the cops during an arrest,
You see, spread. How much further do you want me to spread, Daddy?
to trying to take a police officer home,
Is there any way that we can send this to check?
here is the ultimate compilation of suspects who think they can seduce the police to get out of jail. Let's start with the case of Grace Spoonamore.
Stop! Don't get out! I'm asking you questions, you answer.
Okay, and I will answer. Why'd you get on me like that?
26 headquarters, it's a female. Alright, step out.
A white
Step out.
female.
Put your hands behind your back.
It doesn't take a genius to realize Grace has been drinking, and the cop now has a fairly menial DUI investigation ahead of him. At least, that's what he expected before Grace decided to make it a stop to remember.
Can you stop pulling me like that?
Nope. Do you have anything in your pockets?
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah?
I don't know. You want to check me? Search me real quick. It may feel intimate.
Alright, stop. Sitting there.
No, you don't want to stop.
Are you on something right now?
No. I just came from dinner with my trick.
How much you have to drink there?
2 doubles.
2 doubles of what?
Patron.
So you are drunk.
And I'm going to keep it a buck with you.
Where's the owner of that vehicle?
I don't know.
Who's Donta Smith?
I just bought it.
It wasn't simple suspicious driving that got Grace pulled over. She'd actually crashed into another vehicle and then fled the scene. And not only was she driving drunk, but she wasn't even old enough to drink, as she was only 20 years old. That's probably why she was so eager to get the cop to search her and talk to him like this.
What is your name? Stay in the
Grace.
car. Stay in the car.
Okay, I understand.
Get in the car. Get your leg in the car.
Listen, handsome man.
Get your leg in the car.
You feel some type of way because my leg ain't in the car?
Get your foot in the car. I'm gonna get your driver's license out of your purse, okay?
You can do that.
All right, put your foot in the car.
Do I have to?
Yes, put your foot in the car.
Why you gotta be so demanding?
It's not taken long for the cop to get fed up with her antics, so he brings another officer onto the scene and tries to get to the bottom of things.
She just rear-ended that car at 30371. This was the flock camera hit. I thought he was taking off from me. 15 franc, but she said she just bought the car.
I'm telling you that I am, but I'm not.
None of that even makes sense.
Clear, confirming she's under 21.
3 doubles.
3 doubles.
Remember when the first cop asked the same question? Grace said she'd had 2 doubles, and now it's been upgraded to 3? Clearly, she's not even sure of how much she had to drink, so being sober is pretty out of the question for her. But she still wants to make sure the cops have extra information and starts to act even weirder.
What's that?
If we get her in a cuff, she's just gonna fight with us.
Yeah, I'm not
She said
cuffing
she's
her.
6 doubles. She's
Yeah.
very small. It's not like she's gonna. I mean,
So, do you have insurance for that vehicle?
Yes. What do you think I am? Some broke ass hoe?
I think you're drinking and driving right now.
Definitely. Because who can stand a regular without drinking?
Who can what?
Now, you can't sell dick without selling it before it comes.
What do you mean?
You understand that?
No.
No?
No.
You gotta make it hard before it comes.
Inappropriate comments are something cops can shrug off and deal with easily. But after just 5 minutes in the back of the patrol car, Grace starts to have what can only be described as a temper tantrum that does nothing other than add a slew of potential charges to her already long list.
What's your current address right now? Where are you staying?
Don't worry about all that.
What's your current? Well, I need your current address.
No, I'm not giving it to you.
You need to give me your current address right now.
And what do you want to do if I don't?
I'm going to
Put me
charge
in
you with
jail?
obstructing.
Constructing what?
Obstructing official business. What is
Okay,
your
that's cool. I don't
address?
care.
What is your current address?
I don't care.
so here's the thing, Grace.
I don't care.
You will though, because if we can't figure out who you are, where you stay at, you sit in jail until they fingerprint you and find
Alright,
out.
good. Do it.
I don't want to do that.
Do it.
What's your current address? Are you staying here?
Where y'all investigators do protecting that and let me know about my I don't
Yeah, you're going to jail. Sit on the cop.
Did she just spit on you? All right, she's going down. We're not going to test her.
Grace has escalated this from drunk driving and now to assault of a police officer, and she doesn't plan on stopping there.
All right, what do you?
No,
what do
I
you
don't
want?
believe you.
What do you want?
I don't believe you.
For what?
I don't believe you at all.
For what?
Because I've been abducted and cut up, and you wasn't needed when I needed you when I was bleeding out. Where was you?
Was that in Georgia?
No, it was in Cleveland.
Well, we're not in Cleveland right
I
now.
don't give a fuck. It's in Cleveland.
We're in Brunswick.
You let me bleed out. You don't know what the fuck you're dealing with.
Okay.
You don't.
Okay.
No, not okay. Okay. No,
You're in the
because
car
you
right
don't
now.
trust me.
Okay. Grace, stay in.
No,
Stay in.
you don't trust me.
Stay in the car. Come on.
You don't trust me.
Stay in the car.
You don't trust me.
Go ahead, pull it.
You don't trust me. You don't trust me.
I don't trust you. You just spit on me.
Grace isn't making any sense at all now, so the officer drove her back to the station where she appeared to have calmed down somewhat, but not in a cool way at all.
What's your name? Logan? You look like a Logan.
Boy. Good boy.
Go ahead.
You need to go out. You need to go out.
You gonna let me
What
keep
you want?
pissing?
Do you need to go out?
No, come on.
Okay, he needs to go out. Okay.
I don't want to piss, dude.
Okay.
Come on.
Okay. Shit. Alright.
Okay, just stay in that blue box.
Here.
Just stay in that blue box.
Whatever. Can I take it off?
No, leave it on.
And I am.
Leave it on. Grace, just stop.
I don't want to be in my pants. You wouldn't try me.
Stay in the blue box.
No, hold on.
Stay in the blue box.
You want to taste me?
No.
Do it.
Stay in the
I
blue
like
box.
It. I like it kinky.
Stay in the blue box, Grace.
Don't.
Stay in the blue box. Step back.
You can touch
Step
me.
back.
You touch me.
Stay in the blue box.
No! Get the fuck from me!
Just stay there.
Alrighty, did I miss anything good? Probably not.
You didn't catch my abductor! You didn't catch the person that set me into pieces! You didn't catch them.
There is clearly some history between Grace and the police department based on a seemingly traumatic past experience, but that's no reason to treat these specific officers in an angry and frankly disrespectful manner. Nevertheless, the damage has already been done, and after this outburst in the police station, she was taken to jail and charged with OVI, speeding, obstruction of official business, and assaulting a police officer. But there's a lot more at stake for this next girl, who was willing to go a lot further to seduce and escape the cops. In the early hours of the 30th of October, this cop observed a vehicle driving suspiciously in Florida. At a red light, it was almost completely over the stop line, and its plates were expired. However, when he went to pull the driver over, things took a turn he wasn't expecting whatsoever.
Your fake cut had scared me when I walked up.
Oh.
Forgot tomorrow's Halloween. I'm like, oh boy.
I know, right?
So, reason I got stopped, few things. When you're sitting at the light back here to make the left,
Yeah.
you're all the way out in the intersection.
Oh, okay.
Like you were past the crosswalk, but you were on Toledo Blade before making the left. Is the car registered to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, the tags on the car expired back in March, and your license is suspended.
The cop should already be suspicious of the girl he identified as Naomi Furrer, given her strange driving, but the more he talked to her, the more it seemed that she definitely shouldn't have been driving. She told the cop she'd just come from a Halloween party and had a wristband that was given out by a bar in the local area. The cop is now certain she's over the limit, so he asks her to step out so she can perform some tests. But things immediately start to seem different to his usual stops.
Your eyes are bloodshot and glossy. Your speech is slightly slurred.
I'm just very tired, that's all.
There's alcohol coming off the gun. Okay? Check your eyes. Do a couple exercises. Make sure you okay? Cool with that? Mm-hmm. Keep your head straight. Just look back and forth with your eyes.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay? You're going to take 9 heel-to-toe steps.
1, 2, like that. I'm talking 13, I'm talking 14, I'm talking 14, 15.
Do you think if I give you a number to start on, you can count backwards to another number?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I want you to start on the number 46 and count backwards to the number 29.
39, 38, 37, 36, 6.
Do you remember what number I told you to start the top on?
And you said start at 38 and then start at 40. 9 is, I forgot the second one.
Okay.
Unfortunately for Naomi, the cop wasn't convinced and determined that she was way over the legal limit. But right after he put her in cuffs, she decides she has a plan to get out of this mess.
Do me a favor, put your hands behind your back. Put your palms together like you're praying. You're under arrest for DUI. Okay? DUI.
But I am not drunk or anything. Did everything that you asked me to, right? Please, sir, I can't have a DUI. Please. Sir, I'm from Switzerland. I can't have a DUI, please. I don't want to get kicked out of the
Wait until
US.
another white female tap 1571.
I understand. I won't do that in trouble, please, sir. I literally stopped and I had somebody pick me
You're
up.
not even supposed to be driving in the first place. You have 5 different suspensions on your license. You have an insurance suspension and 3 fail to pay traffic tickets.
Things are obviously not looking good for Naomi, so when begging doesn't get her way, she switches her strategy to a more seductive method.
Please, sir.
It's out of my hands tonight.
But you're the one arresting me, right?
Yes, I am the one arresting you, but the decision to make the arrest is already out of my hands tonight. So let's walk back over.
Why?
Because everything we've done tonight is on video. Everything.
I have a camera here. I
But
have
you
3
can still
cameras.
make your decision about why you're going to arrest me for what.
Do you have a pair of shorts or something in here that we can put on to cover you up a little bit?
Jersey. I put that on her.
I'll take everything off. Please don't charge me, but I don't want to go to jail. Please, sir.
I don't want you to take everything off.
I promise I'll have somebody pick me up and drive me home. I promise.
I'm gonna show you a little bit of decency and cover you up a little bit.
We
You don't want to go into jail looking like that.
Thankfully, the cops ignore her offer and instead opt to cover her up with a hoodie before they take her back to jail.
Please, can you not make an exception, please? I promise I'll be
We are
driving
past
home.
that. I need you to sit in the car.
What would I have to do?
Nothing. The only thing that you could do to not go to jail tonight is not drive drunk. So,
But I wasn't driving drunk at all.
please have a seat.
And there's nothing I can do, sir.
No, ma'am.
Even if somebody picks me up.
We're past that.
A search of Naomi's vehicle recovered 2 containers of whiskey and of beer, but back at the station, she refused to give a breath sample. Her car was seized, but as of this video's upload, the case is still ongoing and she has not been charged. Naomi's attempt at flirting didn't work at all with these cops, but the same can't be said about Brooke Teague's encounter, which actually worked out well. So well, it's rumored that her and the cop are still together to this day. Brooke was pulled over after an officer witnessed her swerving around the road slightly, a telltale sign that the driver was either intoxicated or in need of help, so he swiftly pulled her over only to be greeted in a surprising way.
Hey, I'm Officer Smith, Bentonville Police Department.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Smith.
I've never heard that before in traffic stop. I appreciate that. Hey, so I'm just stopping you for improper lane use.
Sorry, I was on the phone.
You're on the phone?
I'll be honest.
Okay. Who are you on the phone with?
My baby daddy. I'll show it to you too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Zachary?
Yeah.
How much do you have to drink tonight?
Only one drink.
Just one drink?
Yep. Yes,
Final
sir.
answer?
Miller.
A Miller Lite?
Yes. I won't lie to you, a Miller Lite.
That's all you've had?
Yes, sir. You can ask Zachary.
I don't really want to talk
I
to
know
Zachary.
you don't, but I'm just saying.
Okay.
In just this first minute of conversation, 2 things become clear immediately. Brooke has definitely had more than 1 beer to drink, and how well she and the officer seem to be getting along already. Both points that will get increasingly more obvious as the footage continues.
Yeah, I can smell it from across the car.
She's like, I had 1 Miller Lite. There's no, I wanted to say, like, a Miller did that to you?
Big Miller, 128 ounce Miller.
Freaking bucket of Miller. All right, where we at on it? Awesome. Brooke
Yes.
Teague. Am I saying that right? Teague?
Yes. Like baseball league.
Teague like baseball league.
Yep. It helps people spell it because they never spell it correctly.
Brooke then gets taken out for some sobriety tests, which take much longer than anticipated.
You're making me giggle. I'm sorry.
He makes me giggle too. It's okay.
Okay. I snort. I'm from
Sorry.
Huntsville.
We're supposed to be professional.
I'm from Huntsville. Isn't gonna make me snort.
All right, stop laughing because you're making me laugh.
I'm not.
All right, seriously.
I'm giggling. I'm
All right,
sorry.
this is a serious deal. All right. Okay.
You're smiling. I can't help it.
All right. Stop.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Unfortunately, despite all the jokes, Brooke failed all the sobriety tests and was put under arrest.
How much you've actually had a drink?
I've had 2 Millers.
2 Millers now? That's it?
Yes, sir. You can call Mitchell, the manager.
Okay. Well, hey, go ahead and put your hands on your back for me, okay?
Yeah.
After a search of her car, which turned up nothing but a loose car seat, she was driven back to the police station where the sparks continued to fly.
I'm with you. go over here.
Oh my God, is there a dog?
There is a dog.
Where?
He's over there. Over here.
What's his name?
His name is Kolyak.
Kolyak?
That's my dog.
Is that your dog? What's his name?
His name is Coach.
Coach? I have 3 dogs. I have a Rottweiler, Great Dane, and a Mastiff.
Wow.
Did I go to high school with you?
I don't think so. Where'd you go to high school?
Bentonville?
Yeah, not many.
Where'd you go?
Indiana. Valparaiso, Indiana.
Where in Indiana?
Valparaiso.
I was raised from Bluefield.
Really?
Note that despite the obvious chemistry, both Brooke and the officer have remained professional and are continuing to move on with the investigation. The officer had Brooke take a blood alcohol test where she blew 0.14%, a number that pales in comparison to that of the next girl, who was not only extremely intoxicated but also acted very inappropriately with the cops.
I'm good, bro. Check me. I don't care. I like men. Come on, just search me.
A 19-year-old girl was seen weaving between lanes and throwing unknown items out of the window. Officers immediately thought this was suspicious and pulled her over for a chat.
Hey, how's it going?
Hi, sorry. What's up?
You said you were coming from Dancers?
The driver states that she's a stripper at a bar called Dancers, and that she was texting her boyfriend who was home with her kids. However, the officers noticed something off about the driver. Her speech was slightly slurred and her eyes were glazed over. There's a good chance this girl's been drinking.
What time did you get off at Dancers?
11.
11?
It's an hour and a half away.
You got off at 11? It's 10:23 right now.
Really? Oh.
Did you have anything to drink?
No, I'm 19.
You're 19?
I cannot drink at the strip club, nothing.
Nothing?
No.
You sure?
Don't get on my eyelashes, bro.
The light will hurt your eyelashes?
No, but they falling off.
From the light?
Despite the girl's claims, the officers are fairly sure she's had at least something to drink last night, especially when she seems to forget the time completely. So they ask her to step out of the vehicle and perform a few sobriety tests.
Well, hold on. We're gonna start.
I'm cold.
We're gonna start right here. All right. Do you wear any glasses or contacts?
I do.
You do? Are you wearing contacts right now?
No.
No?
I'm
okay.
cold.
You're gonna.
Let's just walk in a straight line and I'll be good.
Well, that's not even. I haven't even told you the exercise that I'm doing yet. So you gotta.
I'm cold.
Okay. I mean, just give me 10 minutes of your time.
Okay.
Okay.
We're fine. Come on in a straight line. What do you want to do? Cop from?
Hold on. I didn't tell you that's what we're gonna do yet.
I know, but I know how the police is.
Despite her enthusiasm to begin the tests, she doesn't exactly pass them with flying colors. And after losing her balance on the final test, she's placed under arrest by the officers. But that's not where the story ends for her. On the way back to the patrol vehicle, she mentions that there are in fact weapons in her car, and her behavior starts to change drastically.
Y'all can check me. I don't care if y'all are male, bro.
We got plenty of female officers around to do that.
I'm good, bro. Check me. I don't care. I'm giving authorization to you.
I'm not gonna search you.
Why not? I give you authorization too.
Oh, I'm not gonna do that. So.
Well, I like men. Come on, just search me.
While the cops maintained that they couldn't search her, they did take the time to search her vehicle. Inside, they found multiple guns, a large stack of cash, though it was decided this was likely just tips from the bar. However, she was still charged with DUI and sentenced to 9 months probation, despite also being underage. It was fairly difficult for the cops to judge if this girl was drunk or not. However, this next girl didn't show the same amount of class, instead resorting to manipulate and trick the cop into letting her go.
Hello, how you doing? Walter, how to New Mexico State Police. Using for the stop. You're going 55 back there on MLK.
55?
Yeah, 55. I was right behind you the whole time, and you just
Honestly,
booked it.
I had a bad night. The girls that I thought that were my friends are not my friends.
I'm sorry to hear that. Where are you coming from?
Knockout.
Knockouts?
This girl doesn't seem to be having the best night, but that still doesn't explain why she was driving 25 miles an hour over the speed limit on a residential road. She also mentions that she came from a place called Knockouts, a gentleman's club, that could explain the sparkly outfit and why she was driving so erratically.
Okay. You have your license?
Like, how are you gonna tell me you're my friend and then do some bullshit?
Yeah.
Here's my registration. I have
Do you have a jacket or something that you could put on?
what?
Do you have a jacket or anything?
A jacket?
Yeah, like in the car.
No, why?
Because I'm gonna ask you to step out. That way we can talk out here.
I don't have anything.
The girl seems to be upset about a disagreement with her friends back at the bar, but this officer isn't buying it. There's many examples of suspects pretending to be sad or distressed during a traffic stop to try and get sympathy from the cops and walk away with a lighter sentence. This can work in some circumstances, but it doesn't excuse driving at almost twice the speed limit. But this doesn't stop the girl from trying after she steps out of the car.
Okay.
Here's my registration. I can give you my progressive. It just sucks. Like,
Yeah.
a bitch
Here, let me.
tells me that she's my friend and she's not.
Okay. All right. Let's just go back over here.
I'm moving next weekend, and my friend said that she's my friend, but she's not.
Yeah. Could you stand up straight?
Yeah.
All right. So how much alcohol you consumed?
No, I haven't.
Nothing.
I smoke weed. I have my medical card if you want to see it.
Mhm.
I have that. But I've been smoking because I'm mad.
Yeah, you're mad.
You know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
all the friends.
Here, just try to calm down a little bit. So you say that you haven't consumed no alcohol. Just be honest with me. How much alcohol?
Work out knockouts. Honestly, the way I feel is because the girl, she went behind my back and shit. You know what I mean?
No matter how hard the cop tries to keep the girl on topic, she keeps breaking down and talking about her friendship issues. After some more pressing by the officer, she admits to smoking marijuana and alcohol back at the club. But she keeps trying to excuse it by saying she's having a rough night, and that's her way of dealing with it. Unfortunately for her, though, the officer needs her to focus, which she seems to be having a tough time doing throughout the sobriety tests.
All right, just wait right here. I'm gonna move my unit back just a little bit, and I got 2 more tests to administer. You feel okay walking in those shoes?
I mean, I'm just fucking upset. That's it.
You're just upset.
I'm just fucking upset. Like,
So, Miss Ramos, my main concern is just that you're safe to drive, okay? Obviously, you're
no, I truly get it.
traveling at a high rate of speed up
I have
and
3 kids.
Okay.
My baby daddy just died.
I'm sorry to hear that.
My best friend just said that it's just a lot. 1, 2, like 1, 2.
Unfortunately for the girl, though, complaining to the officer didn't seem to sober her up at all, and she failed all 3 of her sobriety tests. So all that was left was for her to be arrested, a fitting end for what appeared to be a pretty rough night for her.
All right. So at this point, you're going to be placed under arrest for DWI, driving while influenced of intoxicating liquor and/or drugs. Just face me real quick. What's in your mouth?
Nothing.
Open it. Lift up your tongue. All right. So on my watch, 0213, okay?
But Kelly Barton made it a little easier for the cops. Not only was she seen crashing into a lamppost while transporting a special needs patient, but when police arrived, she was looking a little worse for wear.
Kelly?
Yes?
How are you doing?
Good.
Kelly admits that she had too much to drink that evening, but doesn't admit to driving, despite it being her job. Unfortunately for her, though, security camera footage from the gas station proves that she was in fact behind the wheel, and is now facing charges of both DUI and neglect due to the responsibility she carried while driving with the patient. But as an ambulance pulls up to perform some tests on her, Kelly reveals that she has another trick up her sleeve, and begins repeatedly flirting with all of the officers at the scene.
Look at you handsome.
You want the light squad to check you, ma'am?
Yeah. Let them do what they gotta do. Come on, boys. Hey. I want the little young boys. Ask me how I'm feeling. Let the little young boys tell me. Let me tell you something. What I would do to you with your blue eyes.
Well, let me check your blood sugar
Okay.
real quick.
Look at him. I would do him in a way that he won't admit. Hey, look. He can look tough all he wants, right? Don't let me get him.
After multiple tests, it's clear to the officers that Kelly was way over the legal limits and is arrested for driving while intoxicated. And after struggling to get her into the police vehicle, she's sent on her way to the police station. But if you think Kelly was bold for talking to cops like that, 18-year-old Skylar Fluss is on a completely different level, going so far as to post this video to thousands of people bragging about how she got away with a DUI.
I got out of a DUI and got let off with a warning.
Skylar was pulled over after an officer saw her weaving around the road in a way that suggested she might not have been completely sober. But according to her video, she claims that using her flirtatious and quick wit, she managed to trick the officer and get away with a warning.
I blew a 3.8 and he let me off with a f***ing warning and gave me his number and said we should meet for coffee or lunch. He was hot, so I'm getting lunch with him tomorrow.
If her story is true, then the officer would be in serious trouble. But luckily, the officer in question recorded the entire interaction on his body cam, and the video tells a completely different story.
Hello. My name's Deputy Stahl. I'm in the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office. I pulled you over because you were weaving a little bit back there. Where are you coming from?
I was coming from my friend's house. I actually just got dumped.
Okay.
So I was like crying and like I'm really
Okay. Were you on your phone and stuff too?
I was trying to call him to get a hold of him because my heart hurts
Okay.
so bad.
Well, I'm just concerned that you were weaving because of alcohol, but if you're on your phone, have you been drinking or anything tonight? No? Okay.
The deputy then does give Skylar a card with the sheriff department's information on it, but it didn't include his personal number and it didn't come with an invitation to dinner.
Sounds like you're having a rough night, so I'm not going to add to that by writing you a ticket or anything, okay? So I'm just going to give you a warning. It's not a big deal. I just want to make sure you're okay. You were weaving a little bit, and I just want to make sure you're okay to operate the motor vehicle, and I believe you are. So my information's right here on the front. The reason I stopped you here is on the back. Wherever you're headed, get there safely, and I'm sorry you're having a bad night.
Yeah, I'm just right down the street. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
No, you're fine. Yeah, no, you don't need to apologize. I mean, you were weaving a little bit with no traffic out. I just want to make sure you're okay, that's all.
Skylar's video doesn't just contain disgusting footage of her laughing and bragging about exploiting this officer's kindness, but also states that she blew a 3.8 on the breathalyzer, ignoring that she wasn't even tested in the first place. The legal limit is only around 0.8 and already makes driving dangerous, but a reading of 3.8 would imply Skylar was not only blackout drunk, but close to death, as at a level of 4.0, respiratory failure is likely. But this doesn't mean Skylar was lying about being drunk underage. Videos were later discovered of her chugging tequila from the bottle and acting drunk at a party just hours before she was caught driving. After she was confronted with this, Skylar confessed and admitted to everything.
I ended up getting a little too intoxicated. I was taking shots all night and I decided to make the dumb decision to get into my car and drive.
She also admitted that the officer never asked her out. That was just a lie for social media attention. Regardless of her confession though, no further action was taken against her or the officer who failed to test her. But the same can't be said for Officer D'Angelo Reyes, who switched the roles when he instead tried to seduce a suspect and took advantage of her criminal record in the darkest of ways.
You're sexy. You got a room?
On April 17th, 2022, D'Angelo was on duty searching for a murder suspect, but instead he ran into this girl on the street and his body cam captured the following conversation.
What's your name?
My name?
I'm Eric.
Nice to meet you.
It's obvious D'Angelo knew exactly where he was planning on taking this interaction, as he gave a fake name when introducing himself to the girl.
I mean, I heard some noise that direction, but I didn't.
Okay. Oh, do you live around here?
Yeah, I stay at the motel.
Oh, which one?
The studio.
Oh, okay. You're sexy. Was that unprofessional of me? I don't know. I'm sorry, but like,
I mean,
I'm just like, damn. You just chilling tonight?
I mean, probably.
Okay. If I'm wandering around, where should I wander?
Probably somewhere around the Studio Star.
Okay. You got a room?
It's me and my dog Felony.
Oh, really? Okay.
This is where D'Angelo turns off the body cam and allegedly gets her phone number. Later, he ran her name through the system and discovered that she had an extensive criminal record. He then called her, menacingly claiming that it wouldn't take much to put someone with her record back in prison. From there, he visited her in the motel and proceeded to have non-consensual sex with her. He initially denied meeting her at all, but eventually admitted to having sex with her, but claimed he thought it was consensual. In June of the same year, he was charged for the attack. But this next traffic stop came as a surprise to the female driver, who had a plan to get out of her reckless driving charge.
Hey, motherfucker, I know you.
Well, hi.
In the early hours of July 1st, 2023, a Montville police officer noticed a car being driven erratically and initiated a traffic stop to figure out what was going on.
Hi. The reason I'm stopping you, well, I didn't stop you. Why did you stop? Let me ask you that.
Because boy drama.
Okay.
I'm
Well, the reason you caught my attention when I pulled up behind you is because when you came out of there, you swerved completely all over the road.
I know.
How much have you had to drink tonight?
Nothing.
Nothing at all? No?
I'm sorry.
The driver, who was later identified as Karina, denied that she'd been drinking, but the cop doesn't buy this and decides to remove her from the car to perform field sobriety tests. And sure enough, just a few minutes into the tests, the cop confirmed that his suspect was indeed drunk.
Oh. All right, so right now it's not good and you're under arrest. All right, driving while intoxicated. Where are we going?
I would like my shoes on.
Okay, we'll do that when I say.
Parents are gonna fucking kill me.
Karina is arrested and put in the back of a patrol car, where she quickly admits that she did have a few drinks. And once they arrive at the station, she starts to make things a bit awkward for the officers, but in a more charming manner.
I not feel fucking cops are taking care
You got it.
of. Thank you
No problem.
for your service.
No problem.
Better keep this town public safe.
We try. I'll do an Air 5.
So far, Karina has been very cooperative with the officers during the booking, but once it's time for the breathalyzer test, we start to see just how charmingly entitled she can be.
Will you submit the samples of your breath?
No.
No?
No.
So right now you have a chance that you're not over the legal limit, right? When you go on the box. But if you say no, then it's automatic that you're found guilty of driving while intoxicated and then refusal. Will you submit to breath testing?
No.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, Karina, can you just take a seat? Definitely don't try and take that off. Karina, stop.
No. Take that. Listen, I want no.
Karina.
I want.
Okay, just take a seat on the bench for now, okay?
I want to go.
And you're gonna go home soon.
So let me call my mother off my own goddamn phone.
We will call her, okay?
Off. Give me my phone.
We'll
And
call
I'll
her on
my
that phone
mother.
very shortly.
No. Give me my phone. It's my mom.
This young driver is making this arrest as difficult as possible and doesn't seem to grasp just how much trouble she's in. She's already violated New Jersey's zero-tolerance policy when she admitted to drinking, and by refusing to provide a breath sample, she will likely be found guilty in court. However, Karina already knows all of this because it's not her first time here.
It's not a good thing that I know what it looks like here.
Well, have you been here before?
No.
Well, that's a good
That's
thing.
why I'm saying it's a bad thing that I even know what it is.
Just take it slower right here. I call up these stairs.
My pronouns are you, as, I.
Not bad. Not bad. All right, so we just have to get a signature from your dad before we can let you out, okay?
My dad.
Here, just, Karina, just hang out for a second here.
Well, Mom feels classy. All I gotta say is Mom feels classy.
I'm gonna explain the tickets to you real quick.
Oh.
Officer Greendeck will do the same too, but
Don't even bother. I'm gonna cry about them later.
let me just explain to
I
you real
will
quick.
cry about them later.
There's two tickets there because there's a court date, so I have to tell you.
Hey, motherfucker, I know you.
Yeah? Why is that?
That meant I was like meaning it like a.
You meant it in an endearing way?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, hi.
Yeah.
Sometimes we don't get it in that kind of way, so.
It's always in that kind of way. Wow, Montville Police Station's kind of nice.
Yeah.
Karina ended things on a good note with the officers and was released shortly after. She was charged with driving while intoxicated, refusal of breath testing, reckless driving, and failure to maintain lane. Turns out this was her second DUI in less than 2 months. And then she had 2 more run-ins with the law when she ignored a stop sign and again when she got caught speeding, all of which were documented on Drive Thru Tours channel. But when it comes to seducing cops, there's no better example than Lydia Badillo's case.
I'm looking at your eyes.
Why?
You look pretty handsome.
She was caught trying to transport 2 illegal immigrants over the Mexican border, and as soon as everything started to fall apart, she decided to try seducing the officer.
Just wait for me right here, okay? You don't have anything?
Sorry, sir.
What?
I'm looking at your eyes.
Why?
You look pretty handsome.
As soon as the officer realizes something might be up with the IDs, Lydia starts to smile and stare directly at his eyes before telling him how handsome he is. Obviously, this is just a trick to try and get out of the position she's put herself in. A trick that isn't going to work on this officer.
Estos documentos por un tiempo? Por un año. Ok. Pues son falsos, ok. Y tener documentos en estados de Texas es un delito. Las ID, a esta te sale a un señor, a tuya. A esta no me sale nada. Ok, so estas identificaciones son falsas. Okay.
After running the woman's driver's licenses through the national database, the officer discovers that the ID numbers return completely wrong results, meaning that both of them are totally fake. It's later discovered that the 2 women with Lydia in the car are both illegal immigrants from El Salvador. What's worse is that they were being transported through a service that often forces women into debt bondage, where the people who transported them will make them pay off their debt through forced labor and sex work. So, while Lydia was arrested and the 2 women sent back over the border, they may have been saved from years of horrible treatment and abuse. One thing's for sure though, Lydia's attempt at flirting didn't work one bit. But the same can't be said about this next girl, who was so bubbly and flirtatious that the officer couldn't help but smile throughout the entire encounter.
I'm too cute for prison. Don't do that to me.
On January 5th, 2022, officers responded to a car accident. As soon as they got on the scene, they were given some useful intel by a witness.
She's drunk. And she already said that I don't want to get a DWI in a single car.
Okay. Thank you.
Was she in the wrong lane? No. She was on that side?
See, I was coming this way right before the curve, and she pulled around me. Pulled around another car to make the curve. Jumped the curve. See her tracks right there? Hit the curve, and then slacked this. I don't know what the deal was.
It sounds like this driver completely lost control of the vehicle and was lucky nobody else got hurt. But if they want to understand exactly what happened here, they're gonna have to talk to the driver, and it doesn't take long for them to figure out the situation.
So they said you're not having anything medical.
No, sir.
Okay. Now, just based on this driving behavior and what people have been saying when we came on scene, would you be willing to take some standardized sobriety tests?
Absolutely.
How much have you had to drink today?
Not very much.
Okay, what is not very much?
Like the legal limit.
Okay, which is what?
Like not very much because I ate and I drank water between the two.
The driver is being honest and complying with the cop's request to take a field sobriety test. But unfortunately, the sobriety test quickly shows the cops that even if she's acting nice, she's still a criminal that put many other lives in danger.
All right, man, go ahead and put your hands behind your back for me, okay? You're being placed under arrest for DUI. All right, I'm gonna have to pat you down before I put you in my unit, okay?
The cop pats the girl down before placing her in the back of his patrol car and reading her rights. But this is when she starts to put her plan into action that she thinks will cut her loose.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. God.
You don't need to apologize. I'm doing my job, that's all.
I know, and I respect that. I respect.
Have you ever been arrested for a DWI before?
No, sir. I've never been arrested, period, so. I hope at least I'm like one of the cuter people that you've had in your cop car.
Oh.
Do not confirm or deny, please.
Yeah, I can't talk about that.
Yeah, you can. For legal purposes. I'm too cute for prison. Don't do that to me. Anyways, I'm sorry you're stuck with me, though.
That's all right, I've been, like I said, with worse.
Back at the station, the seduction doesn't stop.
All right, so I'm gonna count this in front of you.
I remember you. You would come up to the Alcatia with your face mask and I'd be like, that man is so fine.
Yeah.
And then, respectfully though.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, because, I'm a mess right now. You had your face mask on, but I was like, that man is so fine.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Let's get back to business,
nobody wants to date any woman that's looking like this, so. You are such a handsome man.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I do.
Okay. I'm getting prepared.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You don't need
I hope I haven't been disrespectful.
No,
I hope I haven't been disrespectful to your job.
But even as she waited for her medical examination, she couldn't resist flirting with the officers in an attempt to lessen her sentence.
What do you suggest?
You're there, so go ahead.
Okay, maybe a little
Hey, come over here. This way.
Oh, I just want to say hi. I'm sorry.
Wild, man. Just come over here.
I'm sorry.
It happens.
You lead the way.
Yeah, just have a seat right.
How the hell am I supposed to know? Hi, Brandon.
What are you doing?
I'm a valid now.
Oh, why you should?
I still have to triage and look how cute he is.
Okay.
Because you're so cute, sir.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Hey, might as well just be happy if you're in a shit situation.
You shouldn't be.
Plus, I got stuck with this cutie. I got stuck with the cutest dog.
Thankfully, this didn't seem to change anything in her charges, as she was hit with an aggravated DWI and reckless driving. At the end of the day, though, a DUI never gives that big of a sentence, at least not compared to what Amelia Bassoon was trying to dodge, as she attempted to seduce the cops and get away with murder. Amelia was arrested in connection with the murders of Cindy and Sean Stack. They think she helped her husband cover up the crime, but she will do everything she can to get away with it, including flirting with the detectives. But while this case started in a playful manner, it quickly evolved into one of the most intense interrogations of all time.
They're dead. They're both dead.
I didn't do anything.
The detective starts by reading Amelia her rights and getting some basic information.
Am I like getting arrested or something for something? Or
We're gonna explain it to you. Yeah, we'll explain it all to you, okay?
I just normally when this starts is like someone getting in trouble or arrested or something.
Well, we just, like I said, we want to be able to talk to you.
Already, it's obvious that Amelia is making her voice high-pitched and speaking in a timid tone of voice. While this could just be what she sounds like normally, other footage of her suggests otherwise.
I don't want to press charges, but I would like a no contact order. I can do that. Okay.
Her change in tone could also be a reaction to being in a stressful and uncomfortable situation. But as the interrogation continues, she begins to show more and more of these flirtatious signs.
What happened with Josh? Did you say that? Did I hear you say he shot himself in the leg?
Yeah, so in December we went bowling.
Okay.
The bullet went around the bone and around the artery. Through and through.
Jeez. That's lucky.
I know, he's crazy.
How long you guys been married?
It'll be a year in September.
Oh, okay.
Here, Amelia gathers her hair and moves it all to the right-hand side, exposing her neck on the left. The neck carries the jugular, an important and vulnerable part of the body that many people will make an effort to protect. However, when someone feels comfortable or safe around someone, they're likely to expose their neck by tilting their head or moving their hair to the side, suggesting attraction or at least the desire to show it.
All right. So, Amelia, I can tell you the reason why we're here today is because of that issue with the bank.
Yeah,
Okay.
that issue.
All right. Does that surprise you?
in jail because you're a murderer.
For this type of situation, yeah.
Okay.
Like this intense. I mean, I got in trouble at work, which makes sense, but I'm just confused about this.
Well, let's walk through it a little bit, okay? Let's walk through that and see how maybe we came here today, all right, and find out if this was just a misunderstanding or what, okay?
The story ended with Cindy and Sean dead, but started with an equally disgusting crime. Amelia was an employee at Chase Bank and exploited her position to steal $50,000 from a dementia-ridden man. She wrote 2 checks from his account, and her husband Josh deposited them in his accounts. When Cindy and Sean started asking questions, Josh purchased a gun and shot the pair in their own apartment. This interrogation is not only to uncover the details behind the theft, but also to determine what part she played in the killings.
So what happened with this write-up? So, I mean, had you been a banker for him for a while? I mean...
Yeah, so I've been his banker since I moved here.
So what happened with these checks?
Nothing. She called him. I've got record over global security. So when they came in, they pulled like call logs, they pulled like cameras just to make sure like they pulled signature files. Because I mean, it's still federal, it's the bank. So they wanted to make sure that I wasn't like,
oh my God,
I guess stealing.
When you talk to Gerald, I mean, how did he appear to you? Is he a young guy, old guy?
He's old.
Oh, well, how did he appear to you when you talked to him?
He's okay.
He was okay?
Yeah.
Did you ever have any issues when you talked to him about remembering things or anything like that?
Like I know like a little about himself, like he had brain surgery. But for the most part, he remembers things. I don't think he forgets really. Just other than
Been out long enough.
Okay. Yeah, nice guy.
Amelia does her best to seem open and honest here, but as soon as she finishes up talking, she brings her shoulders up, hunches over slightly, and crosses her arms. All movements that are done to protect vital parts of the body and are obvious tells that someone feels uncomfortable. These signs only become more apparent as the interview continues.
What did he have you do? Like, what did he ask for?
Nothing, it's just he put 2 checks and $25,000 each, and that was it. The grandson came and picked him up. And
The grandson came and picked him up?
it was either the day before or the day after. I opened up an account for him.
Oh, so he must have just deposited those checks into the account? I think your best bet right now is to be completely honest with us, okay? So let's go on a little bit more, okay? The truth is going to be the best thing right now. Okay? This happened in May?
My write-up in May.
Is the account still open?
The grandfather?
No?
Amelia's speech has become much shorter and unclear, and she continues to seem more and more uncomfortable when pressured about Gerald's banking records. Of course, the detective has noticed this and is seeing straight through her original timid and playful demeanor, so he decides to ramp up the pressure.
Amelia, listen, okay? At a certain point in time, we have to move past it, all right? He's a nice guy, and I'm sure you really do care about him.
I do.
Do you see now?
But it's not like I don't want to.
Okay.
Come here.
No. Did you take advantage of that old man?
I don't want to say I took advantage of him because he's a really nice guy.
Yeah. And Josh, did he ever talk to them?
No, he never spoke to them. He doesn't even know who they are.
Okay. Would you have been at their house?
Him?
Oh, yes, I feel good. I feel good.
I don't even know who they are.
Well, you have access to his account.
Yeah, but I haven't.
You opened it.
Yeah, but I don't remember his address.
You talked to Cindy? Possible she gave you their address? Is it going to be in the text messages?
No.
But you don't remember if she gave you the address or not?
She never did. She had no reason to.
Is that good?
Possible Josh went over there and you didn't know?
I mean, how would he know where they lived though?
That's not the question I was asking. Is it possible that he went over there?
Not that I know. No.
So you can't say for sure he did or didn't?
I can say no.
How
to my
can you say
knowledge.
no?
Because he doesn't know he doesn't know them.
Amelia now decides to change strategies. Instead of her original flirtatious and playful demeanor, she's switched to an innocent and clueless one. At points, she even smiles and laughs while being asked serious questions in an attempt to downplay the intensity and pressure. This is a sign that the facade she's put up is starting to break, and the detective takes this as an opportunity to press her even further.
I think you need to start understanding the severity of the situation, right? Because I don't know if you really do. All right, and I think you need to start understanding that how this interview goes and what decisions you make here are going to affect your life for a long, long, long time. I think you think that you had this all planned out, and I think and again, not saying it in a bad way, but this is what we do. Okay, when we make mistakes, we figure things out and go, okay, all right, there's a lot more going on here, all right? And you know whose name is all over this right now? You and Joshua, okay? You need to start thinking real hard and real fast, okay? Who is involved in this and what happened? Okay.
That's all I know.
Okay. Things got out of hand. Okay. This got out of hand. I think what happened was Cindy was asking you for this money back and you didn't have it, and there's some issues there. Okay. Sometimes again, when we make a mistake, we do something wrong, and the ball gets rolling, we can't stop it. You understand what I'm saying? Okay. Listen, you have your whole life ahead of you.
I know.
You have a 7-year-old son. You have an obligation to him. So, whatever happened beyond this, we need to know, because if you want to keep going with what you're telling us, okay, then we're going to have to go on that, all right? And you have to understand.
Yeah.
Okay. So somebody did something, we need to know now.
Talking about her son obviously strikes a chord with Amelia, and as interrogations are all about exploiting emotions to extract the truth, the detective jumps on this to make her as vulnerable as possible.
Did Josh put you up to this?
No.
Well, this is the stuff we need to know. Listen, if he put you up to it, he put you up to it. That's okay. Again, like Detective Moretti said, I think you're kind of at this crossroads right now, okay? You've got Josh, who you probably love, and he's your husband, okay? But you also have Julian. And you got to picture that little boy. You got to picture not being able to watch him grow up. Think about that for a second. Think about being put somewhere very far away from him, and the only way you're going to have contact with him is through letters. You're going to get pictures in jail, in prison, of your little boy growing up. That's your future.
I don't know the severity of what he did.
What did he do?
But he knows the relationship that I have with Mr. Stack. He knows that. I mean, I would take him food, like. Listen to me. So at a point, he would get upset with me that like I'm too nice, that I can't kind of act with my customers. But he's the old guy. He has no family. I mean, I talked to him because he knows my husband. I talked to him.
Did Josh say that you kind of were owed this money because you were taking care of this guy?
I don't know if he said that, but
something like that. What did he tell you?
I don't want to get in trouble. I didn't do anything.
Okay. We need to know. Well, then tell us, okay? Tell us. They're both dead.
What?
Yeah, they're dead. So now we really need to talk.
At this point, all of the games that Amelia was playing have gone out the window. Whether she's innocent or not, she's now being accused of aiding a murderer and is faced with losing her job, house, and a 7-year-old son. So, understandably, she's starting to get incredibly scared.
I do not want to go to jail. I don't. Like, if I get fired, okay, let me get fired at work, but I don't want to go to jail. I didn't do anything. I didn't plan anything. I didn't conspire anything. I didn't do anything. I don't want to go to jail.
From here, the detectives try to capitalize on this, using her vulnerable state to try and extract as much information as possible from her. But Amelia asserts that she's only told the truth throughout the entire interrogation. She didn't know Cindy and Sean were dead, and she had nothing to do with their murders. But here is where the interrogation takes a massive turn. These detectives have now been talking to her for over 2 hours, and they've executed this style of interrogation almost perfectly. But for the last few hours, they've just been going around in circles to no avail. So instead, they leave the room to discuss a new approach. And that's when detective number 3 enters with blankets and a kind, apologetic tone.
Hey, you need to talk to him. You need to get out from underneath this big time.
Mm-hmm.
Did they tell you who they work for?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're homicide detectives, so.
No, come
you
here.
Be a witness, not a suspect.
Should have put your collar
That's
back
why I
on.
want to talk to them, because I just don't want to be involved in any of this. Like,
Okay.
I don't want any part of this. I want to be able to go home.
Entering like this after such a stressful experience with the other detectives will set Amelia's mind at ease and subconsciously enforce the idea that he isn't a threat. At the start of the interrogation, Amelia was trying to seduce the detectives in an attempt to get better treatment and hopefully even a lighter sentence. So if the third detective plays into this by treating her kindly and playing her game, maybe he'll have a chance of finding out what really happened.
In these cases, you can't lie.
Stop.
You can't, which means holding something back,
Collar back on.
telling a partial truth, or just flat out lying. That is accessory. You're protecting someone. And I'm telling you right now, you don't need to do that.
You put your
If you
collar
know
back
what
on.
happened,
Just put your collar back on.
did he tell you what he did and told you not to say anything?
No, he just told me if you say anything, then, like if you, because I mean, I'm not stupid.
Okay, but eventually he told you what happened.
No, he didn't tell me that he killed anybody, or that he was going.
But you know that he was going over there.
I knew that he was going over there.
What day?
He told me, he's like, don't worry about what I'm doing. I'll take care of it.
Talking about them, though.
I'm guessing so, because that's just what he keeps on saying.
Your importance is in details, not in vagueness.
They told me I'm going to jail regardless.
Well, the fraud part may be, but that's nothing. That is nothing compared to these charges for first-degree murder.
If I say all of these things, will I get in trouble?
If you don't say any of these things, you're definitely going to get in trouble.
But this is where I'm scared. If I say these things, like, I didn't do any of this.
Put it this way. If you protect him and you don't tell us everything, then you're part of the crime.
Amelia is now met with a harsh dilemma. She has to either gamble that the detectives never connect her to the crime and face felony charges herself, or fess up and snitch to the police, likely sending her husband to jail for the rest of his life. This is her last chance to make the right decision, or she'll never see her son again.
Can we start over from the beginning then?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I let her know she wanted to know. She went with her dad to the bank and she looked at the transaction history and she wanted to know what the checks were. So I can't tell her much, and then he's over my shoulder listening to my conversations with her. And he's just like, I'll take care of it. Don't worry about it. He just wasn't having it. He didn't want me to talk to her. He didn't want me to contact her.
And who are we talking about, her?
The guy's daughter.
You know her name?
Cynthia. Cindy. She doesn't call her Cindy.
And he knew who Cindy was?
Only because of the conversations that me and her were having.
Okay, go ahead, I'm sorry.
The next day he went and he bought a gun. I don't know if it was Tuesday or Wednesday. He called out of work. He said that I'm gonna take care of things. The next day he comes home and he's like banging on the door. This is like
Where the apartment or the house where we were at today?
Yes.
Okay.
He came banging on the door. When he came home, he took the gun apart. He was shaking. He took all his clothes off. He put it in a garbage bag, and then he went by his mom and dad's house.
Okay. When did you become aware that he was involved in the murder?
Well, I didn't know what happened. I just stopped hearing from her. And then when I said something about, can I call her? He told me no. And then he got really mad at me, and he was like, if you say something, I'm gonna kill you.
Okay, he's not going to say that unless he told you about the murder. That's the part that's so when did he tell you about the murder? Sweetie, you got to let this go. You can't, anything you hold back is not going to look good. You've got to just tell it. It hurts, it's scary, I understand that, but not talking is worse for you than talking.
It was,
Did he describe how, what?
He never physically said, like, what he did or if anything was done.
Did he say he shot him?
Well, I'm guessing he had his gun, so.
Don't guess. Did he tell you that he shot him?
Yes.
He said he shot him.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, the detectives managed to use Amelia's tactics against her and got her to confess to her own husband's crime. The detectives also stuck to their word and, after confirming she had nothing to do with the murders, dropped the charges against her. She was, however, still charged with the theft and sentenced to 3 years in prison. Josh, however, was found guilty of the first-degree murders of Cindy and Sean Stack and was sentenced to life behind bars.
So there's another one we're paying for the next 25 years minimum. Oh man. Let's look for something a little bit more upbeat. This is making me not want to watch anything anymore at the moment. So let's see what's on the home page. Maybe we get